Hi, and welcome to FrazlCast. Climb aboard the Gnome Train.
Woo! Chugga, 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 woo!
Please make sure to keep your limbs and experimental instruments inside the train at all times. And now, on with the show.
A podcast by a Blizzard fan gnome about World of Warcraft and geeky stuff. I promise you, they do talk about the World of Warcraft. They just go off the rails sometimes.
Well, I am Frazley, and I am joined by Thunk da Peon.
Hello, everybody.
And hey, Thunk, good to have you, my friend.
Oh, thank you. I've seen you for a long time, Mr. Fuzzy.
Yeah, I was looking up. It's like December of 18. I'm like, wow, that's a long time ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I've had a lot of requests for you to come back.
Really?
Who would have thunk?
That's what you called the show last time.
That's right. I'll do over now.
You're going to have to come up with something else this time.
And I mean, that's why I brought in smart people. Like, I was going to bring Trendane in today, but I found out that Trendane wasn't able to make it. But I found somebody else instead. I found Tamen Kristoff Longfellow.
That is correct, yes.
It's good to have you.
Thank you so much. It's wonderful to be here.
And we are also joined by a warlock who makes cookies, Lady Emma.
Hola.
It's so great to have my friends over. This is actually the day before my birthday, which is Friday, March 27th. So
Then
I'm
I
turning that on my phone. How do I not know that? Okay, so it's tomorrow.
have a birthday present for you then.
oh,
Instead of what you said moments ago that the title was, you could either make the title of the show You've Got Another Thunk Coming, Thunk Again, or something else along that line.
ooh, I like that.
And that the kind of present you can put in a bowl and put in the box for him?
Ooh,
It's a metaphorical box.
yes.
What a metaphorical box.
Sort of like a box, but much lighter, which I think a peon would appreciate.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, my mind's in the gutter.
Yeah, that would be nice. A box that's not so heavy would be very easy to carry.
It's like saying how hanging out with my friends is the best gift of all.
Aww.
But that's true.
Sissy?
Isn't
Yeah.
it?
Sissy, you get it. You get the metaphorical gifts.
Okay, if you say so, Mr. Fuzzy.
And also, there's somebody here who's here but not here. And his name is Epicinsanity. And Epicinsanity, what time is it?
It's time to go around the table.
Great idea.
Where did they come from?
Well, it's Epicinsanity who's always here. He's everywhere.
That's creepy.
It is. I'm with you on that. But he's lovable and all that. So,
Okay.
what have you been up to recently? We'll start with you, Thunk.
Oh, what have Thunk been up to recently? Thunk's been spending lots of time on Twitter.
Ooh.
Maybe too much time on Twitter.
I've done that. I've been up to like 2 or 3 in the morning just reading Twitter. I'm like, how long have I been reading Twitter?
Yeah, Thunk just look, and apparently Thunk have his 3-year anniversary on Twitter.
Yay!
Very nice.
Yeah, Thunk was very proud, and Thunk are very surprised too because it don't feel like it been there.
No, time flies.
Yeah, you really do.
Frazley, are you
And then
throwing
Thunk were like,
clocks again?
Oh, I thought it's an experiment. It's to see how fast time can fly.
Oh.
So you throw it on like at different speeds to see how far it goes.
this sounds like a very gnomey thing to do.
It is.
Have you tried using like a catapult? Because maybe go faster than that.
I was, but ever since Sylvanas burned the tree, catapults have been harder to find.
Really?
Why don't you make them out of metal?
Oh, that's a good idea. I never thought about that.
Metal and
Well, maybe you-
gears?
What if you used
But
a
also
clockapult instead of a catapult?
Or maybe a cannon?
Cannons.
But cannons can backfire, so be careful.
Exactly. I don't want to fall off the cliff from doing this again. I've already fallen off 2 or 3 times.
You make backwards through time.
Oh, you've given me a lot to think about.
Who needs Chromie right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, just throw clocks.
Or throw chromie?
Oh, hey. Well, they are a dragon, so if they're falling, they can just turn into a dragon and fly off.
That kind of no count then, do it.
No, but then it's flying through time.
True, and time flying.
Oh,
Too long?
Perhaps that's the origin of the phrase.
It's probably because Chromie went back in time to fly through time.
and as Scruffy said, when Azeroth explodes next week, we're gonna know it was my fault. I was making a catapult.
Oh, definitely, yes.
Everyone's gonna explode next week?
No, it's not going to.
Think
But
of
if
it-
it does,
Just think of it like job security. You'll have so much more to build.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Thunk don't want that. Thunk want
No, but just go to a new planet. It's all good. And you can build a new habitat on a new planet.
Ooh.
Speaking, I'm somebody who have everybody he know try that once already. It's maybe not good idea.
That's right.
Well, no, it worked already, so it should work again.
Well, they had a destination. Where would we go?
Live in the spaceship for a while until we find a place?
Maybe then go to New Jersey.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, Thunk like New Jersey.
I've had friends in New Jersey who moved away from New Jersey because of it.
Yeah.
Oh, Thunk I like
You could always come to Canada.
Oh,
Ooh.
yes.
Well, where to Canada?
Up north than New Jersey.
Yeah.
Little further than Northrend, yes.
Oh, do Canada got zombies too?
Yes.
Yes, they're called teenagers.
Yes.
Oh dear. Maybe Canada not so good after all.
Oh, it's very good. Mm.
Even with the zombies.
Especially with the zombies. Because eventually they grow up and stop being zombies.
Yes. We have a vaccine for them.
Yes.
It's called adulthood.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Tamen, how you know this?
I'm an ambassador. I travel quite a bit.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
That makes good sense. Mr. Frazley, we're getting off topic.
Maybe just a bit.
Hey, on this show, the Gnome Train derails a lot. But speaking of ambassador, Tamen, what have you been up to?
There's not really much ambassadoring going on presently, so I've been fishing.
Oh, what have you been doing while fishing? Have you been like thinking through thoughts or thinking through like new ideas?
Not really, just fishing and disconnecting the brain, as it were. Not in a like Mechagon sense, but
Okay.
just sort of.
Yeah, I think we're gonna say, think no lots of Forsaken who could help with that.
No, actually, we Worgen have a bit of a problem with some of the Forsaken that might not go well. And I was fishing in Silverpine, so
Anything biting?
too many things. There were spiders. There was a crab that I saw.
Hmm.
And there were a few frenzies that actually went for the fish that I was catching. So I go to pull a catfish out of the water, and there is a frenzy just. It was horrible.
Oh, poor fishy.
So Emma, I think you haven't been fishing.
I love to fish, but I have not fished at all this expansion, which makes me sad. I am still working full-time. Well, technically part-time. So I'm still working, so I don't really get to do all the leisurely stuff that other people are doing, but at least I'm making money. So I feel bad for the people who can right now.
Don't know how that except for the money part.
No, my money mostly goes on bills. So, I did just recently get revered, with Mechagon.
Nice.
Finally. So I finally got the mount and finished the quest line. Took me a while. I apparently was leveling the right ally for the undersea area. So I got my mount from there. So I got to level 20. For some reason, I thought it was level 30 you got it, but no, it's level 20. So I'm like, yay, I'll go to the next character. Been working on visions with some my raid team members. And we're getting pretty far on the raid. But what I am doing a little bit on my part-time is I broke down and bought a video game.
Let me guess. Does this game start little cute little characters that run around and you have to pay this raccoon money with loans?
Pac-Man.
You have 75% right. It's a wrong game though.
Sly Cooper.
Don't think it's Mass Effect.
Nope.
Civilization
I'm a
6.
little cute little animal going around into dungeons rescuing other little cute animals, and then they pay me gold and stuff, which then I can buy that using that gold camp bases so I can recruit more fuzzy cute little animals into my army.
Oh, Europa Universalis.
It looks like Frazley has no clue what I'm talking about.
Darkest Dungeon.
I am stumped.
I got a Pokemon Mystery Dungeon on the Switch.
Oh.
So I end up being a Skitty. Skitty is my my internal Pokemon, apparently. And I did my best friend in there as Charmander.
What would Thunk's internal
I don't
Pokemon?
know, but I could send you the quiz. There is a quiz to figure it out.
Well, maybe Thunk try. Is it going to be really hard?
No, it's super simple.
Because Thunk usually
No.
fails stuff like that.
Just answer every question with the fourth answer.
No, you just have to be honest. Like one of the things that asked me was to lift up your hand and grab a finger. And then the second part is, okay, with that finger, which one do you pick? Pick my pointer finger, so I put it down with pointer finger. So Frazley is the ring finger, so he would write down ring finger on the quiz. And so it's simple stuff. Or it would say, are you a day person or a night person? You know, favorite color, stuff like that. So it's simple, easy question.
Okay. Thunk can maybe do that.
While you're pulling that up, I want to talk about a movie about a game that I saw recently. So I was famous on this podcast for saying that I liked Jumanji 2, could not fathom a sequel. I was wrong. Jumanji 3 is actually really good. I enjoyed it. It continued the story well. Had Danny DeVito as an old person. That was so weird because I'm used to him being young. And I enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was really well done. I just, please, no more Jumanjis until we get into like VR or like whatever the next console is, because the world doesn't need like a whole series of like 27 Jumanjis.
Mr. Tamen,
Yes, Thunk.
do you know what he's talking about?
It is apparently something, I believe it's a Zandalari thing, that they have a Jumanji somewhere out near Nazmir, I believe.
I didn't realize there was a third Jumanji. I know there was a second one. I watched it and I was kind of meh about it.
Yeah, the third one. And I just realized I was talking about it. There's a fourth one at the end teased. So I'm like, no, stop with the sequels.
Yeah. What can you do?
So over in Azeroth, I recently acquired a new mode of transportation. So I was going through some of these dungeons and like going back. I went back to Northrend because they needed help going through like different things. Because apparently the Lich King's been causing trouble again. You know, that time stuff.
You didn't.
Well, while going through one, I happened to find that one of the bosses, one of the people in the dungeons when I was talking with them, all of a sudden they're like, hey, here is this mount that we have over here. Here, would you like what they call the Infinite Time Reaver?
Oh, you got that one. Congrats. And here I was expecting you to say you got the Lich King one.
No, Cap has that and throws it in my face every time we're on island. So no, it's so you and Allie won't be murdering me tonight. So I think that's good.
Oh no, I already got it. It's you
that's right. That's right. Okay.
Invincible.
So Cap and you are the ones throwing in my face that you have the Invincible.
Yeah, I'm supposed to do more runs with you.
Yes, absolutely. But I was going to do more runs, except I'm working on other characters. So I got my Vulpure Warlock up to 60, and I also got my Mechano Mage up to 120.
Nice.
Yeah, I think I'm seeing lots of Vampires in Orgrimmar.
Yeah,
Now
and
that it is
I like how
part of the Horde.
The Vulpira came in, and the Horde was not happy with them coming in, but they're like, okay, how can we make you happy? And like, what can we do to help the Horde? So they're a great race they really want to not be a burden to the Horde.
Yeah, I don't like them.
Yeah, they're really cool.
I need a level 1.
And then I had to help Magni with some stuff over in Silithus. And when I was in Silithus, they're having me go through time again to the future, to a future vision. And in this future vision, I had to clear the entirety of Orgrimmar. So
What?
So Magni has me go to the future with Rathion and see what it would look like if N'Zoth took over everything. And Orgrimmar, we're trying to stop that, Thunk, so don't worry. Our goal is to stop
Don't
N'Zoth.
forget to look for the crystals. There's
Yes.
2 in each stone.
Have you seen Thunk in this?
There's 2 crystals in each of the little areas, and they give you mementos. And before you kill Thrall, the evil Thrall, you go to the guy and says, yes, I found all the crystals. Even if you only find 4 crystals, there's 10 crystals total. Find 4, he'll give you more mementos.
You just scared Thunk, I think, by saying evil Thrall. Don't worry, Thunk.
I'm sorry.
No, don't worry.
It's an evil vision
Evil
of
Thunk.
Thrall, but he's not evil in real life.
But you see it in the future.
It's not the future. This is what Nathoz is making everyone see.
I think perhaps it is a potential.
No, it's not really potential. It's what Nathoz is making us see.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it's
so maybe Thunk and Mr. Donald go turn evil?
No.
no, you won't turn evil. Thunk, there's no way you could turn evil, and Tamen, there's no way you could turn evil either.
I've
Both of you are
already
great.
done that, you know.
And
Oh.
there are plenty of people who think Thunk evil already.
You're not evil.
They are,
Let me at him. Let me at him.
Well, because Thunk a orc, people think that Thunk can, you know.
That's wrong.
absolutely.
Because it's not right to blame an entire race of people.
Exactly. Everyone thinks Rathion is evil, and he's not evil.
He's
Well,
very
good.
handsome, though.
yes.
That's besides the point. And you know he's only like 4 or 6. Just putting it out there.
I'm sorry, did you say
Well, Thunk
4
knows
foot
him
6?
from Thunk know Mr. Rathion really good on
No, he's
Twitter.
4 or 6
Oh.
years old.
Never mind. Then. You said 4 foot 6. Okay, hello.
Just putting it out there.
Perhaps I have a thing for short men. Whatever.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's how. But Rathion is really good. And he does everything for the better for Azeroth. And he's been trying to help us from day one. We just assume he's evil because he's part of the Black Dragon race that's been corrupted.
It's very confusing. Tough to keep all this stuff straight.
Yeah. But, I think that's why it's good that there are programs like the Halfhill Report that are really trying to bring factual information
Oh.
to our community, trying to bring out real news and bring it from a down-to-earth perspective.
Yeah, Thunk like Mr. Talk very much.
Oh, he is great. And both of you have been on the Halfhill Report. And in fact, I've been on it too. I wanted to ask you, what was that like being on a radio broadcast?
Oh, it's very fun. You see, Thunk had to go over to Pandaria and into the Valley of the Four Winds, and at the time we was recording the show in I don't think it was like a wood person's shack, something like that. And Thunk told Mr. Tosh that he should get his own turnip.
Turn up.
Yes.
See, Mr. Tosh was saying that he used to record in a lazy turnip. And then he got kicked out of lazy turnip. I don't know who would kick somebody out of a turnip, but okay. And then Thunk told Mr. Tosh that he should grow him own turnip because vegetables grow very big in the Valley of the Four Winds. So, if he grow him own turnip, if he make him own turnip, then he could have him whole recording thing in the turnip and would not have to leave. And he not done it yet.
You haven't done it yet? Come on.
Why haven't you done it yet?
Done it yet.
Yeah, well, because we want to see a Thunk podcast.
Oh, I'm going to do a podcast now?
I think you should.
What I'm going to talk about?
How about the life of a peon? They don't have to be long podcasts. I do a few short podcasts.
Do that on Twitter already?
Oh, yeah, but not everyone reads Twitter.
They should.
Well, they should.
Except when Twitter I'm scary. Twitter I'm being very scary
Yeah.
right now. So maybe you is right, Mr.
Well, and sometimes hearing your voice or hearing Timon's voice can be very soothing and calming.
Really? That's
Don't voice I'm soothing?
Yeah, I think you're both soothing.
all right. I think perhaps we should get your ears checked, Mr. Frazley.
I don't think he's very soothing. Yeah, probably.
Well, I haven't had a lot of earwax in my ears.
You went
so.
for that bee mount, didn't you?
Being underneath that stomper over in the Stormsong Valley, the wax just starts falling out, and I get covered in wax all the time.
You're covered in wax?
Yeah, because I'm underneath the stomper, and when we kill, he falls on me, and all the wax gets on me.
Yes.
No.
It's not pleasant.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I'm hoping you're having a nice hot shower or something after this.
Yeah.
Well, after that, yeah, and yeah, as Scruffy says, better than being covered in bees.
Well,
Yeah, that don't sound
wait.
No.
I have heard of people wearing either a suit of bees or a beard of bees. I wonder if we could make Thunk a hair of bees.
Ooh.
That would hurt.
No, actually, if you are your kind self, I had a friend when I was a kid. The friend would take grape juice, put it on their hand, and have the bees walk over the grape juice. And he never got stung.
Wow. Okay.
They're actually a very nice species of bees. I mean, they're very nice just as long as you don't attack them.
Yes.
Don't move fast either, Thunk.
Stay very relaxed, breathe slow and steady, and don't be a jerk to them, and they will be fine.
I will stay far, far away, as I've never been stung and scared that I'm allergic.
Oh, Thunk been stung before. Thunk been stung lots of
I've
times.
stung.
See, sometimes when you got to go tree hitting, you hit the tree and then the bees fall, their house fall out, and sometimes it land on you. There's a problem that more peons got to deal with than people sting.
Worse than that would be wasps and hornets, though.
Oh, those is worse. You don't even got to be hitting the tree. They just come sting you.
So, Tamen, so for you, was being on the Halfhill Report like being stung by bees, or was it nice and soothing?
In general, it was very soothing. There was some discussion of turnips, one brief discussion of radishes. For the most part, we discussed His Majesty, King Gen, and what would happen if he went rogue. If, like, the rest of the Alliance decided, okay, fine, the war is over, we'll just move on and whatnot, and Gen said, no, I'm going to kill that woman, and would we, the Gilneans, follow him, or the Alliance was the gist of the conversation. It was a very, very challenging topic.
Yeah, that's very tough.
Still is.
And that's something that, like, you don't want to make people feel bad for if someone disagrees with you.
True. But they are things that need to be considered.
Have you heard from anyone who has contacted you after listening to the broadcasts?
Only on the Twitter? Is that what you called it, Thunk?
No. It's Tweeter.
Tweeter. Tweeeter?
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah, that's how you say the spelling in English.
Ah.
I thought it was Twitter.
That's what I thought.
Who told you that?
Well, when I was working on the show notes, I looked at your Twitters, and that's what I saw.
What language did you have it set to? Was it Common or Gnomish?
Oh, Gnomish. That explains it.
No, that's the problem.
Phooey. I'm always messing things up.
It's okay, Mr. Fuzzy. Thunk have too. That's why he likes you so much.
Friends in imperfection.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And
sometimes dumbness.
Hey, I'm the king of dumbness.
Your Majesty.
But you're a gnome. Aren't you supposed to be smart?
No. That's what we want you to think.
Oh. That's why everything keeps blowing up.
No. You're thinking of Goblin, because Goblins intentionally, we try to be optimistic, but it doesn't always work out.
I think I'm the problem too.
Of things blowing up?
Yes, that too.
So you have a very explosive personality, Thunk.
Is it gonna go off?
No.
Oh no! What happened to the rest of them?
You aren't gonna.
They're gonna be all over the walls if it doesn't go off.
You're not. Your enemy is.
I think perhaps it might also be good to look at it from the aspect that perhaps you have a very short fuse, but it is very, very difficult to light.
Yes.
So if someone makes you angry, you explode at them. You get very angry very quickly, but they have to know how to make you angry first.
So push the red button.
This makes sense.
Don't push the red button.
The red candy-like button?
Yeah.
Ah,
You always got to push the button.
Right?
yes.
Candy-like button?
There is one in Nomergon that I want to push, because right after you take down Thermoplug, there has been this button that's been sitting in there, and I've heard that there are toys when this button is pressed.
Yep. 100% agreed to that.
Can we go push the
How
button?
large is this button?
Pretty large. I mean, maybe like 2 giant hands, or maybe one
All right.
giant hand.
Between a gnome and a worgen, there is a considerable difference in the breadth of a hand. So 2 of your hands, or 1 of mine.
I'm Thunk hand bigger than yours, Mr. Tamen.
I say one of a Titan's hand.
That would be a big button.
Yeah, big button.
That's a very big button.
And just like those buttons that you don't want to press, because I think that's good advice. Unless you're told to press the button by somebody, you shouldn't press it. What advice would you give someone before going on the radio?
Drink water.
That's a good one.
That would help with the urination, yes. Wait, what do you mean by going on a radio?
Hmm?
Don't leave. Don't leave. Where did you go? Come back. Answer my question.
Oh,
It's a biological function.
That's very naughty.
I'm sorry, I tripped.
That makes them fly.
I tripped. I'm sorry. I dropped my lock cookie under the table and I had to go get it. I have to be with my lock cookie. By going on the radio, I mean like being on the radio, like talking, like we're right now.
Oh, I see. Well,
We're on the radio? I thought we were on a podcast.
Well, a podcast is on-demand radio, and right now we're live to people on a site called Twitch, which is different than Twitter.
Hello, Twitch.
wait, how do you spell that? Is it
TWI.
Okay.
That's right. Hold on. Am I speaking common or gnomish?
Sounds like gnomish.
That's right.
Clicks and whistles and pops and wheezes.
Yes. In common, it is like TWEETCH.com.
I see.
Okay. Thunk will make sure to spell it right on Twitter.
In gnomish, it's TWITCH.
Ah, see, this is the difficulty whenever you have to deal with multiple languages at once and you just drink one of those elixirs of tongues and you can understand everyone just fine, but spelling, not necessarily so much.
Yeah,
Now-
Thunk can afford those.
I'm the king of Twitch, though. So if you want to go to the only Twitch, go to gnome.live. That's a universal way to get to Twitch.
Oh,
So see, Thunk, you said drink water.
yeah.
Eat Ravager dogs.
But not on the radio.
No,
don't eat
because
them on the
mouth
radio.
sounds are bad on radio.
It's what they believe they refer to as ASMR of eating Ravager dogs is just disgusting. Ugh.
Yeah, because you don't want ASMR on the radio. I mean, maybe you do, but
Right.
you might not want it.
Imagine someone took a Ravager dog that they had just finished making. It's just come out of the fire, so the skin is still very crisp and will snap as soon as you bite. And then there's that moist gushing sound. But they have also laden it with those Delaran jalapenos, and it is slathered in mayonnaise. And they have the tip of their muzzle right up against your man, just like that. You know, it's.
And people listen to this?
Some people very much love it.
Yeah, no, I'll pass.
Maybe Thunk should try to do that for him podcast.
You know,
Ooh.
I think the two of you would make an amazing ASMR podcast.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Well, Thunk can try.
Okay, yes. Do you have any food near you to try?
No.
Okay.
No, Thunk don't get no nothing.
I got some chocolate eggs.
It's not dinner time yet.
Oh, yes. Lady Emma has eggs. Here you go. Eat Lady Emma's eggs.
No.
Frazley, worded wrong.
No, that was really wrong. They're chocolate. Yeah, they're chocolate
What's
eggs.
an egg, though?
A chocolate egg dough.
Oh, okay. Okay, now I'm going to try this.
I hear it. Add even more of a sound to it.
More sir?
It's very, very sloppy sounding eating, yes. Stick a half a Murloc in your mouth.
Poor Murloc.
Well, it's only bad for half the Murloc.
Don't gotta have a Murloc. Okay, that were tasty. I don't think you do good though, because Thunk can talk with the chocolate egg, and definitely no can talk without a Murloc in his mouth. How people's gonna know it's Thunk?
Faith.
What?
Faith.
Faith?
Faith. They must believe that it is Thunk.
Thunk don't believe he Thunk half the time.
Oh, well, that could be a problem.
So Thunk don't believe in himself.
Then now we have something to work towards.
Yes.
You must believe in yourself, Thunk.
It's very hard.
Yes, it is very difficult sometimes.
But you can do it.
Yeah. Why don't you believe in yourself, Thunk?
Because Thunk am a peon.
What? Someone peed on you?
No, Thunk am a peon.
Yes, so we can let you go to school and you can prove everyone wrong.
Yeah.
Thunk don't go to school.
Oh,
Thunk never been to school.
wait. I think what he said is Thunk is Apeon, which I believe is another Pokemon that could be available somewhere.
Is that a Pokemon?
Are you sure it's not a Digimon? Because most Digimons have the on
Thunk
it.
a Digimon?
Good point.
Where Pokemon don't.
What's a Digimon?
Apparently you.
I think one of them is like a Weregorurumon, I think is one, and he is so handsome. I love him. Oh, God.
So we know what your time is.
Okay, apparently I need a husband very badly.
No, Mr. No, you need a napkin is what you need.
No, I think I've used them all.
There's always the left sock.
Hang on, think I'll find you some more. Okay, think managed to find a dishcloth. Maybe this'll work.
And try to clean yourself and have the sound if you can get it.
No, you don't
No,
want that.
We're just going to tie this around your neck, just like this.
No.
Okay.
No.
Maybe need 2 dishcloths.
Perhaps, yes. We Worgen have thicker necks than most. I mean, peons definitely have thick necks as well, just because of all the lifting and the shoulder rotation and everything.
Yeah, very much.
Yeah.
Also, something gotta keep our heads on.
Point.
And with all this, Thunk, there has to be some learning, and you kind of have to learn how things happen. I bet you have a lot of questions, because you might be hearing us talk about the Shadowlands. I think I mentioned it earlier, or...
What?
Yes.
Mr. Frazley. Mr. Frazley, you know how you get to Shadowlands?
How?
You die.
Not necessarily.
Don't want you to die! Don't die, Mr. Frazley. No gonna die.
Can't you die and then we resurrect you?
Yeah.
Like we do all the time.
Look, if that worked, then Mr. Sarvang would still be here, wouldn't he?
Oh.
Yeah, so, no, Mr. Frazley, no talk about Shadowlands. Lots of people on Twitter is wanting to go to Shadowlands, and I don't want them to die neither.
Well, I honestly don't want to go to the Shadowlands. I mean, eventually I will. Because eventually, yes, we all die, eventually, but I'm not in any rush.
Right, yeah. No go. But
I think you only stay there if you really don't want to come back, but if you do, resurrection works.
Yeah.
Mr. Sarvang, no gonna come back?
Yes, but you might need Chromie's help for that.
What about Thunk Papa?
You'll need Chromie's help for that one.
And I'm sorry, I just catapulted Chromie on one of my catapults.
That's true.
This is very confusing.
Well, yes, everything comes back around again. It'll be fine.
Anyway, Mr.
Eventually.
Frazley, yeah, no go to Shadowlands before you time. You got so much to live for.
Oh, and so do you, Thunk. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll go on Frazley's behalf then.
No, you do good, Miss Emma, yet, but please don't go.
Don't go, Emma.
No, you go to
Don't
stay
worry,
and meet Thunk's new friend.
I will soulstone myself. Don't worry, I'll come right back.
And Rooster was saying, and I think he means loot, like treasure. But he said South didn't want to come back because of all the booty in Shadowlands. I think that means loot.
Yes, I believe so. Or they have lots of boots.
Booty?
They got lots of boots there?
They're probably very booty boots, yes.
They probably told them people like Thunk.
Oh,
They're like a
good
very
point.
terrible place to have to go.
And Ali says that the Coltirus has booty fanatics, so people that are fanatic about boots. Scruffy said Sourfang is reunited with his son now. So maybe that's why, because his son, we don't know why, couldn't come back from the Shadowlands.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can appreciate that perspective because my husband is in the Shadowlands, and when it is my time to go there, I'm sure that we will be reunited, but I don't want to go and come back and go and come back because it would be like losing him over and over again every time, so I'll wait until it's my time to go.
Yeah, Thunk got so much that he got to be here for, because your mama need him help.
Yeah, and we need to be with our family right now, and
yes.
So, would you say that there's anything that you want to know? Do you have any questions for us that you've heard about anything?
Well, so I think we're hearing rumors a little bit earlier about the Arcanist Valtra and first Arcanist Lysra. I think we're hearing that they broke up.
I didn't hear this.
I don't even know that they were dating.
Yeah, I didn't hear either.
Yeah.
I mean, they're cool and all, but then we kind of wanted the first Arcanist to maybe smooch Mr. Lotamar, because they kind of cute together.
I wonder, are there any any papers that I could check. I mean, because I should talk with like the Silver Moon Times, because they post on the Twitters quite often about different things. Maybe they have a lead on something about that.
Maybe. Thunk also see the Dalaran gossip sometimes.
I gotta warn you about that one. That one's not quite as credible, because they one time said that there was a gnome born with like 5 heads, and we've only got 1 head. To get more, you have to become a mecha-gnome.
Oh,
Or perhaps you start budding like an ogre.
Oh, that is true.
Splitting into.
right?
There are those who believe that when an ogre reaches a certain age and it's time to reproduce, that they just begin to split into 2 people. And that's why you have some which have 2 heads, and they have very different personalities. Because the stupid one is much younger and hasn't learned yet.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yes.
Wow. That's really crazy.
Indeed.
Wow, that makes no sense to think at all. I think you have met ogre ladies before.
I mean, I've been around a lot of ogres, and I for the longest time, ogres weren't smart enough to wear long loincloths, so I would always see like their butts when I'm fighting them, and then they finally got long loincloths to cover to cover their backside. So I mean, ogres aren't the smartest people in the world.
Maybe they're nudists and they're trying to be respectful for everyone else.
Yeah, and we're encroaching on their rights.
Exactly.
True. Because the feel of the breeze could be lovely. But then I am covered in fur, so.
Yeah.
Why you still wear clothes if you've got fur?
Oh, well, in some cases, it's simply because I have a set of robes that when I am acting as an ambassador, it's basically the uniform of my station. And so, but when I'm fishing.
You just go all in?
Sometimes. But then that's swimming, not fishing.
Okay.
Have you taken a nice, relaxing time in the Moonwells?
1 or 2.
Yeah, I have some fond memories of them.
Tingled a bit. It was like peppermint water. It was. Ooh.
And I've heard cats like mint. I was hearing about that today.
Yes, there is catmint called catnip.
Yes.
My cat likes catnip a lot. So, speaking of fur, so Thunk, you've got someone over there helping you to record, a certain Andrew.
Yes, it's Mr. Andrew.
I heard Andrew has been getting into puppetry, and that involves a lot of fur.
Mr. Andrew, you get into puppetry?
Look, but yes.
Why you not tell Thunk?
Look, buddy, I was going to tell you about it. I really was.
What that?
All right, look, I came over here to help you out with this tonight, but if you're going to get snippy with me,
Oh, okay, don't not want to do that. But can Thunk see, please?
all right, bud, I'll bring some over next time. Anyway, Frazley, what were you asking?
How did you get into the art of making puppets? Because I was actually part of the puppet team at Clown Camp when I was younger.
Seriously?
Yeah.
What sort of materials were you working with?
A lot of these were not like making them, but like the art of like the properly working with the puppets. Like we had like one that like we did the song, "Hey, where are the monkeys?" and all that. So we had like giant lips and stuff.
Okay, yeah. So I'm doing a lot more building than I'm doing performing right now, but I'm working off my kitchen table. I'm buying stuff mainly from like Joanne Fabrics. I'm getting patterns and tutorials from all the resources on YouTube and elsewhere, which I'm told even 10 years ago wasn't even really a thing. And now that and I understand it's like all across crafting in general, where you have crochet, cosplay, all these tutorials and resources of people making available to you that you just did not have.
Yeah.
Even 10 years ago. So I'm, taking bits from here and taking bits from there. But the problem is that, especially with puppetry, it's so very unique. You basically just get in and you have to build by ear in some ways. And I'm still trying to find time to maybe start building a puppet version of Thunk.
You going to make puppet version of Thunk?
I wasn't going to tell you yet, but
Oh, they're going to help. They're going to help you.
all right, yeah, fine. I still need to find time to do it, but I mean, I've got a full-time job. I've got stuff I'm trying to do. I'm doing a D&D game every now and again that we put on Twitch as well. So
Don't tell Thunk about that because Thunk might want to be a part of that.
Thunk want to play D&D.
Who doesn't want to play D&D?
I know.
Thunk want to.
You know, Thunk, there is a requirement for being allowed to play D&D.
Oh, what that?
You have to believe in yourself,
Ooh.
especially if you want to help someone make a puppet of you.
Yes. Because, Thunk, I got to say, if Andrew's taken the time to make a puppet of you, that shows that Andrew believes in you, and that shows that you have worth.
Of course Thunk has worth.
Absolutely. Everyone has worth. But, like, Thunk, you bring so much joy to people's faces. Do you know, like, when I announced on the tweeters, like, I'm using common speak, that you were going to be on tonight, everyone was like, yes, Thunk, Thunk.
That's true.
Oh. Hey, everybody. I'm so glad that you want to hear from him.
Yes. He brings so much joy to people's
I'm
faces.
very happy that I'm finally getting to meet you. Very happy.
Say very happy.
Well, Thunk very glad to meet both of you too. Thunk really mean that. This is a very nice way to spend an evening.
Especially being
Yeah.
cooped up all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, is you cooped up?
Well, I got a teddy bear. He's keeping me safe.
Well, that's good. But yeah, Thunk have been hearing that from a lot of people on Twitter that there a very scary thing going around, so they all have to stay home.
Yep.
Which is why it's important for us to be there, give people laughs, give people just a positive society. And we're there to counteract. They're still going to hear the news, but we're here to be like, hey, so stuff may be happening, but we're going to be there for you. We're going to be your friends. We'll talk with you.
Yeah. And you can always come and talk to Thunk on Twitter.
Yes. That's tweetr.com/Thunk da Peon.
Yeah. Yeah. You can always find Thunk there. And if you want to send Thunk a DM, you can do that.
Yes. And Andrew, I've got one more question for you before I think Thunk will be like all over you, like, I want about wanting the puppet.
Okay. Oh, hang on. Mr. Andrew. Mr. President, you have one question.
yeah. What's up, man?
What is advice that you would give to people wanting to get into puppetry?
Oh, understand that it's going to be a lot of work, and your first puppet, especially if you start building, is not going to look necessarily the way you've had it in your head. There are going to be problems with materials. There are going to be things that you're going to have to learn, especially with your first puppet. It's not going to look super polished right out the gate. But that's all right, because that's why you keep building. I mean, I improved so much just from my first puppet to my second one. I'm working on one right now that it's supposed to be a rabbit that lives in a top hat.
Ooh.
Yeah, and again, I'm playing this one mostly by ear. And so I've got, yeah, funny.
Oh, I just get that!
Me too, Thunk. I just got that too when you got it.
Anyway, so, but again, it's not looking exactly the way I originally designed it. But again, I'm working with the materials. I'm trying to play it as it goes. And that's what you have to do. You just have to get comfortable with what you're working with. And that's really the journey with building, is getting comfortable with your materials. And you can do that. You can do that, and you progress a little bit every time with every build you do.
That's one thing I've been amazed at with Muppets, was seeing their progression as they got better at the art.
Yes, and we hold the Muppets up as the standard, as, that's where you want your puppets to be. But if you go back to like the first season of the Muppet Show,
I now have to see that.
Nightmare fuel.
yeah, it can be, yeah.
And then for me, it's like you got also the Dark Crystal level.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man, yeah. I just got through Age of Resistance, and just the work that they did in that, so gorgeous.
Did you watch the bonus episode at the very end on how they made it?
I need
Oh.
to. I of all people have wanted to sit down and go through that, but I want to sit down and just be able to like pause it every 2 seconds. I know I'm going to have to spend literally hours watching this one thing.
It's amazing. It's just utterly amazing. And I love the fact that they stick with it with the the original is the same way as they did the show, because originally they were planning on doing it CG. And they even showed a bit of a clip of what it would have looked like CG, and it's like, no, them doing what they did originally is the best way to do it. The CG wouldn't do it justice.
They did add a bit to it with computer graphics, especially with like on the Skeksis and stuff, where you could actually see their tongues moving. The tongues are computer generated. I think that people are really longing for practical effects again, because there's a certain way that light will play over a fully sculpted puppet that it just will not work on a computer rig or a model. And they're just unexpected little things that kind of pop out, like where you see the light hit like Deet's eyes in just the right way, where you get the color suddenly splash in a place that you didn't expect.
Yeah, I'm thinking of like Star Wars, why the prequels were a lot of computer generated imagery, and it was a failure in some regards that was less believable. But why do we hold up the original trilogy? Because of so much practical effects.
True, but at the same time, the prequel trilogy kind of walked, so Hollywood could run with that.
That is true.
Thing. It was groundbreaking, and it did have its place in pushing that forward. But again, we're starting to realize that there's definitely some value in practical effects and puppetry that we just can't get with computer-generated imagery that way. So now, granted, I'm not doing super realistic puppetry. I don't even think I would do that for the puppet version of Thunk. Even just being able to take a cartoon-like design and rendering that with real materials brings a light to people's eyes.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, there's nothing about Fozzie Bear that really looks like a bear.
Yeah. His ears do.
Well, yes, but again, he's his own character.
Yeah.
And that's what we're really trying to create, is a character, a memorable character that people can kind of hold on to in their brains.
Because Thunk, you're real, but if we were to show you the orc you, some people still have prejudice against orcs, but by showing a lovable cartoon version of you, you'll be like, oh, I see how Thunk is a lovable person.
That might be a way to make orcs, more friendly to people.
And then you can get Thunk-sized stuffed animals so people can give them hugs.
I want one.
That I'm going to be a very big stuffed animal.
Well, do you see my teddy bear behind me? See, it works.
Bigger than that.
That's okay.
You got room for?
I got two.
For a Thunk size?
I got 2 5-foot teddy bears and a 4-foot ladybug. I think I can have a life-size Thunk.
Yeah, and Thunk, I've got room for you in my life.
Oh. Thank you, Mr. Frazley.
And as Scruffy says, everyone has room for Thunk.
Yes.
Aww.
Yes. And Scruffy says he's what we need in our life. And that is absolutely true. There's one other thing that we need in our life, though.
What's that?
More popcorn?
Oh, well, not more popcorn, but before people get popcorn, we have a tradition with Emma's on the show of doing trivia. And our trivia sometimes talks about the world of Azeroth on a more intellectually complicated view. So I thought, okay, Thunk, you're smart. You're very smart.
Not as that.
I think you're smart, but I found a trivia thing that I think would be to your height.
Okay.
So this is the accents and culture of Warcraft. And there are 10 questions. And if you can beat Emma on this, so Emma, go nice, Emma. Go nice.
Okay. I have my buzzer ready.
If you beat Emma, you get anything from the gnome.live merch store, because again, I'm the king of Twitch. So so this is official Frazley Twitch merchandise. I have to put that disclaimer there because
I'm not going to fit into any of that.
You might. If not, I'll talk with my friends at Streamlabs and see if maybe they can make a Thunk version of it.
Or you get a big giant teddy bear and you just put it on that.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I'm going to try him best then.
And non-winners, there's no losers, but non-winners get either a Be Awesome or Brie Awesome mug, which Scruffy was actually having that for breakfast this morning. They weren't eating the mug, but they were eating, drinking from the mug.
Okay.
Yeah, because glass is not good to eat.
No.
So, question 1. Amon, we be speaking like this. This race speaks with a strong Jamaican accent and participates in tribal dances. Stay away from the voodoo. Who are we? If you know it, buzz in, but if not, I've got 4 answers to it.
Is it the trolls?
It's a little
Yes.
vague, Spock. Which trolls?
Oh, do I have to actually say which clan?
I would expect you to.
This trivia is not.
Not that granular.
Yeah.
All right.
They're going to have to be very faster with him buzzer.
I'm prepared with the buzzer.
I thought just go, ah! If you need to get
Yeah.
in.
Can you hit that bitch?
Maybe?
Very nice. Well done, sir.
So, question 2. Alrighty, let's get to it then. This race was given an unmistakable Scottish accent and are often portrayed as intoxicated and bearded. Okay, Trendane, yes. Or not Trendane, blanking out.
No, he's not here.
Mr. Timon.
Yes.
It's Tamen.
Tamen. Oh, I've been calling you the wrong.
Tamen Longfellow. How do you do?
I've been calling you the wrong name all. Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's all right.
So Tamen, what is it?
That'll be the dwarves.
Yes. Oh wow, you've got a good grasp of their accents. Wow.
Wow.
You spend enough time in Ironforge, you eventually pick up.
Oh no, I've been in Ironforge a lot, and I still can't speak like them. I mean, whenever I do, they're like, "You don't sound drunk. You just sound stupid." I'm like, "What?" So dwarves can be mean sometimes. I know.
I
that
just
is.
don't try to mimic anything because I can't do it.
That's probably a good thing. Otherwise, I'll sound like Shrek from the movie.
What are you doing in me swamp?
You've seen Shrek too? Nice.
Yeah, it was a nice movie.
Yeah. Oh, so such a nice movie.
Yeah. And Thunk like it because he's green and he,
Yeah, but he's misunderstood.
Yeah.
So, question 3: May the winds guide you. This race that is very attuned with nature was obviously influenced by Native American culture. Who are they?
The Night Elves?
Correct.
No. The Night Elves were not based on a Native American culture.
Oh, you're right.
And they don't say the wind guide you.
When I did this earlier, I got this right. You're right. Okay, Emma.
My answer's wrong?
Tamen gets this point. Yes, you're wrong. Oh, I'm so sorry.
That would have been the Tauren.
Yes, but I give that to Tamen.
Okay.
Mr. Tamen?
Yes.
Mr. Frazley throwing out words that Thunk don't know, like Scottish and Russian, and doesn't know these words.
Sometimes it's best to just roll with it.
Yeah, and see, unlike this next question, Thunk, hint, only Thunk can answer this next one, and Thunk, go for the 4th answer. This race is given a Russian accent. Besides that, they don't display any other Russian characteristics. Who are they? The answers are human, Arakoa, Worgen, or Draenei.
Mr. Frazley, what a Russian?
A country on Earth, which is a different planet from Azeroth.
Oh, okay, then it must be human.
No, 4th
There
answer.
are only humans there, right?
I heard the word Draenei. Yes, I heard the word. You said Draenei. I yes.
Dude?
Chat even says that you
Yeah,
said
I'm pretty
Draenei
sure
for the
that's what
answer.
you said, Thunk.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, you said number 4, Draenei.
Yes, that's exactly what I heard.
That gets people who know better than you would.
No,
Yeah.
you said Draenei. Yeah.
Absolutely.
You were speaking in common, Thunk, and to you it sounded like humans, but we heard Draenei.
Okay.
Common is very dissimilar to Orcish, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Question 5 is me smash, you die. And this race is often portrayed as dim-witted and extremely unintelligent. They occasionally have 2 heads, if you're paying attention, Thunk, that constantly argue with each other. Who are they? Ogres, abominations, orcs, or Gron?
Grunts is very argumentative. Abominations do like to smash. But so do orcs.
Well, but there's another one that has 2 heads, and Tamen was talking about 2 heads earlier.
Right.
This is true.
And
Hmm.
and
Here's the thing, though. Pretty much all of those things have looked at Thunk and say, mishmash, you die.
even orcs have said that to you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we have some very mean people in Azeroth.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Sometimes they feel it's a motivational topic.
oh, it's a motivational. Oh,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's actually a very good question, Frazley. Thunk, how do you say abomination? I'm sorry. No, not how do you say abomination. In Orcish, how do you say ogre?
But here's the thing. Ogre is ogre.
You got the right one.
Ah, I heard you. You said it.
Oh, I heard it. Yes, I heard it.
You got it correct. You got the answer correct.
You got it right. Yes.
What? By saying that ogre is ogre word?
Yes.
Ogre, not Orcish word.
Yes. Ogre is.
No.
Yeah. Ogre's not the right word.
No. Ogre is ogre word for ogre.
The answer, so you answered it correctly.
Right. You didn't say it in Orcish. You pronounced it correctly.
Yes, and I heard it, and chat heard it too.
This is a very confusing trivia contest.
Yes. That's why it requires two heads.
This next question is: time is money, friend. These crafty guys are obsessed with explosions and money. Who are they?
There's actually no answer to this one.
Oh, yes.
Because they tell Thunk this all the time. Goblins tell Thunk this all the time.
Yes.
Which is not true, because you cannot travel backwards in money.
Well, you could bribe Chromie or one of the bronze dragonflight. What was the guy? Oh, I can't think of the bronze dragon that they used. What's his name?
Nosdormu?
Yes, that's it. Nosdormu. We could use him.
Yes.
You're going to
See,
need
time
a
is
lot
money.
of money for that.
Exactly. And whoever has the most money has the most time.
And even if you had it in a pool, you could technically swim backwards through it.
Ooh.
But Mr. Gallyworks got that much.
Oh, yeah. Haven't you been to his pleasure palace?
No.
You should. It's very pleasurable.
Thunk had to trim that lawn up there once.
I snuck in there one time as a Tarn using my orbit of deception, and it smells there. He used a lot of Axe body spray. If you've never heard of that, it's don't.
Oh, sorry.
You use body spray made of axes?
Yeah,
It's
awful.
The
Yeah,
axe that they make into a perfume.
yeah. And sometimes the axes pick up sweat, and it's disgusting.
All the blood and the oil. And, yeah.
But what if what about tree sap off the axe?
Like that,
you know, maple.
Oh yeah, dude. Sometimes you do that off a peon axe.
You know, that would be a good thing to make over in Canada. Like make maple bacons.
I'm pretty sure there's already one that exists.
Wait.
Okay.
Does that attract lumberjacks?
Which Canadians are for?
Nice.
This is why you want to move to Canada.
It's one of the reasons, yes, that and hockey goalies.
What about our Mounties?
Oh, don't. My dear, no, we have a rating on this show. We must stay. Oh, don't tease.
I'm going to have to find you another napkin at this rate.
No, a bucket, preferably, but anyway, it was...
So, question 7.
Yeah.
This phrase is based on the stories of werewolves. In their human form, they speak with an English accent. And Tamen, I believe you know this one. Who are they?
Kultirans.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, they do speak with the...
Thunk. Do you know this one?
Never mind.
What the English?
English. Oh, I'm sorry. This page is. They speak with a common accent.
Oh, human.
No, and they can be human form, but they also can become wolves.
Can humans be shaman?
Don't heard of someone called.
Right. So again.
So yes, that's human.
Well, I'm looking for Worgen, but I'll go Tyrion. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Wait, Lady Emma was hitting her buzzer. You didn't call on her.
Oh,
That's
I'm sorry,
okay.
I didn't hear it.
Worgen.
Yes.
Aha!
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. It was Worgen, but
We're very tough to beat at this.
I was trying to find one that would be easy. Oh,
and yet you chose one that was difficult, deceptively difficult.
I'm trying really hard not to answer them right away. I have a winning streak to keep. Okay.
Well, thank you. I still think you're
I don't
gonna
know.
beat him.
What's the score so far?
actually, right now, Thunk, you are winning by 1.
Aha!
Because Emma and Tamen have 2, and you've got 3.
I hope you don't blow it.
Oh no, I think you'll get this one. And this next one, it's a multiple choice. And I think you might want to take a second to think about it once I say the choices. The spider-like insectoid race is native to Northrend. Who are they? Silithid, Nerubians, Arachnithid.
I would really like a ruby.
You'd like a ruby.
Yeah. Thunk, can I have a ruby?
What were the 2 words in the front there that you say?
Take a second.
No, past that.
Oh, you mean Silithid or Nerubians?
No, you say there's something living Northrend.
Oh, yes. They spider-like insectoid.
Those very long words.
They have a lot of legs.
8 legs.
And
okay.
Native to Northrend. They live in Northrend.
I believe
they make home in Northrend.
Yes.
Northrend starts with.
Sometimes they web up peons.
Oh no! They web up peons. That's mean.
Sometimes.
Oh!
Yes.
Think no. What's the name?
It starts the same letter as Northrend.
Because normally when Thunk sees them, Thunk just go, ah!
How about, hey, Thunk, there's a spider behind you. It's a Nerubian.
Oh no, where?
It's behind you, it's right behind you.
Oh
no! What is it in front of you? What's in front of you?
A microphone.
What's behind you?
There's nothing behind
Oh, I'm sorry.
What did Frazley just say was behind you?
You just lied to Thunk.
Yeah, what did I say?
You should know, crying the rubum.
Can you say that again, Thunk?
Thunk think Mr. Frazley should know crying the rubum.
Oh, there we go.
Yes.
What?
You got it. Yes.
Yes, you did.
Oh.
So, then
a microphone in front of Thunk doors.
Yeah, absolutely.
But Frazley crying Nerubian, that's the problem. But that was the answer, so you got it correct.
I'm sorry, it just slipped out of me. I get so scared. Oh, and shoot, I just dropped the rest of this trivia and I spilled coffee on it. I'm sorry. But good news. Huh? You have won, Thunk. Yes, you won.
Thunk doesn't feel very smart, though.
No, you are smart.
And yet you are.
Thunk, I will have to get a rematch with you in a later date because I gotta get my title back.
Yes.
Oh, I think I give it to you now if you want.
No, it's not fair. You earned it fair and square.
Absolutely.
Right.
This show never tries to bend rules. Never.
No, never.
Okay. Well, Mr. Fuzzy, maybe that would be good reason to have Thunk back on your show.
Absolutely. And I'll have Tamen on too.
Oh, God, no.
Either together or on a different episode, but to make sure that...
Okay, what?
Well, I want to thank all of you for joining me on FrazlCast. The time just flew by, but I've had a great time. I've.
What you get for throwing clocks?
I know. I need to stop throwing this, but I need to crack time. I need to finally figure out how to stop that time so we can podcast forever.
That's why you need a hammer.
A hammer that.
Crack time.
Oh, I knew about cracking eggs.
See, and you said you weren't smart.
Yeah.
What? I guess maybe he's a little smarter than you think.
Absolutely.
Okay. Maybe a little bit.
So, Thunk, if people wanted to talk with you and maybe ask you questions now that they know how smart you are, where can they find you on the internet?
Okay, well, you can find Thunk on Twitter because that's Thunk's most favorite thing. And you can find him there at ThunkDaPeon. Yeah, that's right.
And there, I think people can also find inspiration from you because, like, whenever I see your posts, it brings a smile to my face.
I just wanting friends on Twitter, just to be a little brave and little strong and, little. Thunk wants them to be happy.
Absolutely.
And sometimes if Thunk can say something that maybe make somebody feel happy or maybe a little more brave, well, Thunk wants to tweet that at them then.
Absolutely, and show people that people can be misunderstood. They can actually be smarter and braver than they think.
Yep, and
Thunk guess he misunderstood himself a lot too.
You got to believe in
I
yourself.
will be sending you tons of kitty photos.
Aw,
Oh yay! That makes Thunk happy.
and Tamen, if people want to send you kitty photos, where can they find you? Or do you prefer more wolf photos? What do you prefer?
Like all kinds. I'm a druid. I turn into all sorts of things.
Mountie.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Focus, team, and focus. Right, so I tend to operate through a proxy who is also on Twitter, whose name is Trendane. You can find me, pass messages through him. It's mainly his purpose. But recently, if you want to hear more from him, he narrated a story for Drabblecast, which is kind of a horror story podcast called The Full Moon Group, about a gentleman who is a were teddy bear looking for a place to ride out the night of the full moon in safety. So yes, as soon as Lady Emma put that teddy bear behind her head, I was like, oh, I must tell her about this.
I definitely have to listen to this. Now, is it PG or...
Right.
Okay, so it will be fun.
Well, it's not like R-rated. Call it PG-13.
Okay, so it'll be fine for me listening to work, not like
Yes.
accidental listening to 50 Shades of Grey before I knew what it was.
Correct.
Yes.
I remember that story. And you know, Emma, I saw that on The Office.
Did you?
Phyllis was listening to 50 Shades of Grey on The Office. Where can we find you, Emma?
You can find me on Twitter at lady_Emma, or the last Thursday of the month on FrazlCast, or on the first month recording on FrazlCast.
Oh, by the way, there was one more thing that Thunk almost forget.
Yes.
So there's this guy named Des Mephisto.
Yes.
Who I'm organizing a April for Autism event. And he asked Thunk to be part of it and maybe do trivia just like we do here.
Nice.
Very nice.
Yeah. And so this I'm going to be on April 17th. It's supposed to be in Teneris in the Caverns of Time. And what time am it supposed to be at? 5:30 p.m. Now this say that they're supposed to be on Wormrest Accord. And also going to feature special guest Ian Bates, who I'm known as the Red Shirt Guy.
Whoa, Thunk! Look at you!
Nice.
The Red Shirt Guy!
Okay.
Yeah! And you're with the person who loves warriors. You're with this Mephisto. Look at you, Thunk! Look at you!
Oh, you know Mr. Dismephisto?
Oh, absolutely! I met him at BlizzCon.
Oh, that's so good! Thunk is definitely going to do this then if he a friend of yours, Mr. Frazley.
Yeah, he's awesome! That's awesome! And I love what he does in April. Yeah!
Yeah, so that I'm going to be on April 17th at 5:30, whatever, you know. And I'm going to be in Teneris on Wormrest Accord.
Nice!
I think you say that right. It don't make sense to Thunk, but Thunk going to be there, so.
Yeah. And now, is there a 3 letters after the 5:30 p.m.? Like, does it say like PST, PDT, EDT?
PDT.
Okay,
also
good.
known as server time.
Exactly. Good. I just wanted to make sure because I deal in a lot of those 3 letters, and I got to make sure.
Yeah, you make sure that Thunk say those letters right on him Twitter.
Yes. I mean, and now if someone ever says to you ASL, do you know what that means?
No.
There's a couple of options.
Well,
American Sign Language.
Oh.
Yes, exactly. Yes. American Sign Language. And I think with that, I'm going to head to Iron Forge.
Bye. Don't forget to eat my lobster.
Bye, everybody.
Activating customized orchestrated transporter.
I am back at home of Iron Forge until we one day reclaim Gnomergon.
Wow, I'm a gnome.
As it is now the end of April, it's time to see what is coming up for April in the world of Warcraft.
Let's see what the wondrous, mysterious Skillrock site foretells of the upcoming events in Azeroth.
Thank you for joining us on Kilrog Site, the upcoming events in April in World of Warcraft. Darkmoon Fair starts April 5th to the 11th.
Burn in the ground, I break from the crowd. I'm on the hunt, I'm after you. Scent and a sound, I'm lost and I'm found. And I'm hungry like Moonfang.
If you haven't figured it out yet, I'm going to go over how to spawn Moonfang. The spawn rare is once per hour. To activate the spawn, you need to start off by killing Moonfang Snarlings. Once the Snarlings are killed, Moonfang Dread Howlers will spawn. Once a good amount of Dread Howlers are dead, Moonfang will spawn with a warning sound to let everyone in the area know that she is up. But she is pissed that people have been attacking her pack and want revenge. If you have War Mode off, any faction can team up and kill her. If you have War Mode on, then it's faction locked. Moonfang is as strong as a raid boss and will need a few people to be able to defeat her. Moonfang loot is personal, so you can kill her multiple times a day. What level you need to get the loot is confusing. In some posts, low levels said they weren't getting loot, and some that they said they did. I couldn't test it as I have no tunes lower than 120. What Moonfang drops? Moonfang Pelt, which is a quest and reward for 10 Dark Moon prize tickets. Shimmering Moonstone, which is a temporary mount while the Darkmoon Fair is on. Moon, which is a companion pet. A Moonfang's Paw, which is a toy that disguises you as a Moonfang for 10 minutes. Moonfang Shroud, which is a toy that transforms your helm into a wolf head. The pet and toys are bind on use, so if you already have it, you can sell it on the auction house, or give it to a buddy who wasn't lucky. Happy hunting at the Darkmoon Fair. April micro holidays coming up. March of the Tadpoles, April 5th. It's a day to celebrate baby Winfred and Murlocs on their trip across the West Rift. Travel to the Boran Tundra and go visit the Winfins. Pick up the quest, adopt a tadpole, and get more in depth with a celebration of baby Winterfins. Are you bored of standing on mailbox and dancing for gold? How about going AFK and people wiggling their butts in your face? Or you just want to know what a guard of your city does all day? Well, you're in luck. Volunteer for Guard Day, April 28th, where you get to be a city guard for the day. It's kind of like going to your parents' work as a kid and seeing what the parents do. Once you are a guard, you get a buff of a volunteer city guard. You will get attacked by city invaders. If you slay 10 invaders, you'll get a new buff saying defending the city. More invaders you slay, different buffs you'll get, which will still be there throughout death. So come and help your city and see if you have what it takes to be a guard. Main holidays for April are: Noble Garden starts April 13th to the 19th. This is when you get to collect brightly colored eggs. By clicking on the eggs, they will turn into chocolates, which then you can eat or trade them in for loot. You'll be fighting other players for these eggs. The hunting areas are normally the first town you see in the starting areas, for example, Goldshire or Brill. This is the only time of year mages can buy Rabbit Polymorph for 100 chocolates, but can only learn it at level 60 or higher. There are a lot of things to buy. I would say open your eggs before buying anything, as you get some items in the eggs which will save you some time collecting chocolates. So hoard your chocolates until you have enough to buy everything you want. Please help people with Hard Boil achievement. If you have a blossoming branch to spare, go to Ungaro Crater and wait by Gala Hot Springs and turn people into rabbits so they can lay eggs. If you're really nice, then make a group in Group Fighter to let people know you're able to help them with this achievement. The weekly bonus event for April is World Quest event March 3rd to April 6th. You get 50% more rep doing the World Quest. Quest is to complete 20 World Quests in Rewards Azeroth. Time Walking Dungeon event, April 7th to the 13th, Cataclysm, needs to be level 86 or higher. Finish 5 Time Walking Dungeon Rewards Azeroth. Time Warp badges for currency in games. You can find the vendor by the cattle portals in Stormwind or in Orgrimmar. Battleground bonus event, March 14th to the 20th. Gain 50% more honor in Battlegrounds. Quest is to win 4 Battlegrounds and rewards, conquest, and 5 marks of honor in Azeroth. Battle for Azeroth dungeon event, April 21st to the 27th. Final boss in each of the current expansion dungeons will award an extra item. Pick up the quest that requires to complete 4 Mythic or Mythic Plus dungeons for a chance of extra upgraded gear. Pet Battle Bonus Event, April 28th to May 4th. Triple your XP for pet battles. Quest is winning 5 level 25 PvP pet battles for an ultimate pet battle training stone. Epic Sport Day is going to be on May 3rd for North America servers. Check out these amazing events for yourself. This is it for our Kilrog site. Have amazing April.
Thank you, Emma. And thank you to Scruffy for an amazing rendition of Hungry Like Moonfang, which you just heard. Scruffy is part of our voice arts, and Mr. Scruffy and her do an amazing job. If you need voiceovers, they are your Worgen.
Let's look at what has been happening in the community.
Awesome! Let's do that. So Thunk mentioned it earlier, but my good friend Desmond Fisto is doing events in April to raise money for ASAN, so definitely check them out in April and support this great cause. Plus, Thunk and Richard Guy will be taking part. So the signups for the 2020 Arena World Championship are still open. Registration closes on May 11th, so find all the details at the link in the show notes. And Friends of Dragon starts soon. Get your chance to get ALTC and Nihiloth and get the Uncorrupted Voidwing. The official Twitter for this set of runs is @FriendshipMount. And I found out that the current set of groups scheduled to run these are Azeroth Buddies, The Gaming Spot, Perky Pugs, and Ready Set Dragon. Years ago, I was part of a school project that Fuzzpants was doing about being human and how it pertains to WoW. I found out that they are now doing Herald of the Titans runs. I've got a link to their tweet how to get involved in this Titanic expedition, except it's not going to sink like the Titanic. Icy Veins has a roundup of great art and r/WoW to look at, so with all the time we have nowadays, people are creating some amazing works of art. And you want to see more art to either look at or even share your own art? Well, join the Azeroth Discord server. And speaking of art, I was browsing Reddit and I saw that this absolutely stunning Dark Iron Dwarf Warrior screenshot by Van Harmont. I've got it in the show notes. And maybe Dark Iron Dwarves are too metal for you, and you want BFA quest givers depicted as animals. Well, it's your lucky day, because Icy Veins shows us more work by Mothka, this time showing the quest givers of BFA as animals. What's that? A Thowweaver? Oh, no. It's just Icy Veins showing us that Mike Mara has recreated Hellfire Peninsula in the Unreal 4 engine. And speaking of the Burning Crusade, Pete posted in the Sparkspan Discord that Varlky has recreated a Blood Elf in The Sims 4. Just please don't tell Valicia that it is a female with long hair. Val is really hoping that Blizzard adds these for the Shadowlands. And Jay the Tavern Bard, who won BlizzCon years ago, and you've heard snippets of their songs on this podcast, and you've heard me talk about them before. Well, they are teasing an amazing new collaboration about the current things happening in our world, and how we can all come together. This song is with Charm, and it is an amazing rendition of We Are the World. I've got a Twitter link so you can hear what they have shared. It gives me chills. And finally, Rex Troy is back with a world-first Prophet Skitra solo on normal. ICBH reports on this amazing achievement. Rex Troy, I am in awe.
This has been another awesome episode of FrazlCast. Take it away, Frazzlepants.
Thank you, Scruffy. I want to give a shout out to all those who wished me a happy birthday. You made my birthday so feel full of love. I thank you so much. It's weird turning 30, but I know with this show, it's going to be amazing. You have given me 152 episodes of love and community, and I know the future is going to be awesome. A shout out to my friend from Australia, Jendon, who said that 150 was a great ASMR episode. The Comical Canadian posted on 151 on YouTube that it's great content and that they really liked it. And Dracoris, in response to the Infinite Time Weaver drop for me, they said, so the secret to this dropping is the 150 episode achievement? I think so. I think 150 episodes, it was time. Now I just need Invincible to drop so I can be invincible. See what I did there? And Chris, in regards to being kicked from a dungeon for being DC'd for about 30 seconds, said, even so, it is annoying and shows that some players are in it for themselves. So good to hear that it hasn't grinded your gears or loosened any sprockets, because I said that as a Mechanome, it hasn't grinded my gears. And they said, keep up the great work. P.S. Really enjoyed your latest podcast. Thank you, Chris, both for the encouraging words, and thank you also for the puns, and thank you for the compliment on the podcast. Oh, and sometimes you don't know the reach of stuff. Shout out to Epicinsanity, who told me that Thursday night he logged into Discord voice chat and someone was asking him what time it was, and someone else responded, "It's time to go around the table." And you may know Chocolate on my streams. He gets into things, we feed him treats. Well, Sir Onion Knight made a chocolate emote, and it is adorable. I've added it to both Frankerface Z and Better Twitch TV, which are extensions for Twitch, and it's also an emote in the Sparkspan Discord. And speaking of Twitch, in addition to thanking those who have given back to this show in encouraging words and positivity and uplifting moments, I'd like to thank those who have given back to this show financially. Thank you to my Twitch subs out there. Thank you to Artair, Burkhart, Cap, Crunk, Tuffy of Charactercraft, Dazzladorn, Harlow, Jendin, Kayla, Leo Wild, Lucas of Cardiac Valley, Michael of the Genome Project and Two Nerds Maybe More, Morelia, Knight, Norco Killer of the Miscellaneous Podcast, Pete of Project Phoenix Productions and Stories Around Azeroth, Razarus, Rig of Charactercraft, Rock DWG, Sash, Scissorlord, Sir Nate the Great, Telleroyd, Thorn of 3 Extra Lives, Felicia, Winchester, and Zorts the Goblin. And thank you to Lucas of Cardiac Valley and Scissorlord for the bits. And Lucas said, I must say, I have gotten exactly 3 compliments on my pretty awesome mug because of blah, blah, blah current events. That's all the people that have been in the office because they're still an essential business. But Lucas said that these are really great quality mugs. I'm glad that they are really awesome.
Editing Gnome here, and thank you to Harlow for the 5 gifted subs. Though Frazley tells me that that's not like subs like sandwiches. But thank you, Harlow.
If you want to support the show financially, please go to support.gnomepodcast.com. And if you have Twitch Prime through Amazon Prime, you can use your free Twitch Prime subscription on my channel. All of your support goes to helping support this labor of love. Thank you so much. Well, I am Frazley, and you can find the show at gnomepodcast.com. There you can catch past episodes and find out many of the places where you can subscribe to this show and get the Gnome Train coming to you every single week. Well, until next week, be awesome. Or as Lucas says, be awesome. Or as Scruffy says on Twitter when they were posting a picture of the mug, be awesome.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, you short little gnomish bastard. I'm gonna punch you. Happy birthday, Frazley. Congratulations on another trip around the sun.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Frazley. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Frazley Jonathan. Frazley?
Frazley? Jonathan?
What's his name?
This guy.
The gnome.
It's your 30th.
3-0. You are old. Do. Oh. Happy birthday to you.
FrazlCast is a fan podcast that covers Blizzard games. We are not affiliated with Blizzard Entertainment, Inc. Views expressed by the hosts and guests are their own. Some of the art, music, and sound effects come from Blizzard Games, and they are owned by Blizzard Entertainment, Inc. No copyright infringement is intended. This show is for the community, and it contains contributions from the community. The Gnome Train Intro is by Allie of Dungeon Fables and All Things Azeroth. The opening music is by Brandon T. Blaylock. The Gnome Roar is by Jen of Morally Grey Podcast. And the Frazzlepants bumper at the end is by the Scruffy Druid of Loot Optional and Viral Voice Arts.
This show is brought to you by Dragon Powered Studio.
Podcasts to make your week better. Remember to smile and be awesome.
Find more at dragonpoweredstudio.com.
I don't know if I should let my cats in or not.
Look what you see the cuties.
Well, I'm afraid they're going to break down the door, which Jinx has already broken a couple of our doors, so...
Oh dear. Is your just gonna like use an axe or something and just like break it in?
No, he has the razor sharp claws, so he's probably just gonna claw it to death. Use brutal strength to pry the door out of the frame.
Oh dear.
Yes.
Shouldn't be worried.
Only for your life.
Oh no. That sounds scary.
But you know what's not scary, Thunk?
What's that?
The Gnome Train.
Woo. Yep, there we go.
Okay, I let them in.
Oh, hello, kitties.
Here's one.
Oh, that's a big kitty. That's a kitty who don't want to be held.
No, he's not much of being held. The other one likes to be held, but he went away.
Aww.
He'll be back.
Okay. Maybe Thunk pet them then.
And as you can see, I'm all hair.
Oh, that's okay. Thunk have no hair.
I think I have enough for both of us.
Okay. Maybe you will let Thunk borrow some sometime.
Just need conditioner.
Just need to grow it, and Thunk's so good at that.
Are you all set?
Let me just fix my teddy bear because I'm using him as a chair. I'm sitting on the floor.
That's a big teddy bear.
It's a 5-foot teddy bear.
Ooh.
At least it's not unbearable.
No.
Oh, Thunk just got that. That's funny.
Burning the ground, I break from the crowd. I'm on the hunt, I'm after you. Scent and the sound, I'm lost and I'm bound, and I'm hungry like Moonfang.
It's been fun. Farewell.